secondo gol. Mi sembra sinistro, mi sembra sinistro, mi sembra sinistro. Ma sempre, 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 sempre. And which it's maybe in terms of on the second not only written this is it was 6 but also second Friday. This second Friday it was 6 plus 26 2026, huh?
David, Mr. Lynch, David, slide Mr. Lynch. Can you hear me from here? Because if he can't believe it. It's a Friday once again. 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 Once again. Once again. Once again. Here in Naples. Today, at the moment, I think totally clear, is like yesterday, exactly like yesterday, 7 hours. But totally clear, and also I think this should be nothing, a week, consecutive week with the fact totally clear this kind of engine. And so also today, very good, and it's also interesting now. Upset the same time with the one considerably think light at also if similar both even light at general I think it's something interesting now but both two things or interesting now one of the things and yes it's early afternoon it's noon and 48 minutes 17 Celsius this means it's really soft like this years soft cascade for spring begins to for the yes, because non si effect chante las furias o la stagione sentiva su factory work on less with the last parts the summer as past wood as past winter now also for the spring work man even if the spring so yes and we can say that we now the round of all the season complete all the season work on the reports and if for the spring only few days because obviously enter in it only 2 weeks ago I in fact we enter in 3 Friday ago as you know much later we are in Italy at the time at the 1 a.m. whereas absolutely ما في كل بار يزبط يوم شيء supposed to I'm sure that twice the messing is the same at the society in sense ma propose effectively ci troviamo ma io aspetto una prax per questo per me la linea di questo calibration also for the summer the autumn in the winter is factor some soggetti hot for the autumn once again ci soft for the winter aggettivi cold sono stati già per lo season so via sa classic aggettivi and as I got the release at least for me also because if I figure out absolutely complete yes but yes practically since 7 days I think a week we can say no since last Saturday more or less a week 7 days we officially entered in spring since fact that since these days it's perfectly made temperature release all the summer is here for this city and so we officially entered spring a bit for yes from an objective point of view 6 days ago I mean if obviously we entered the previous season as you know March 20th fact for me is that the date because in these days previous to the fact that we already entered it so in these previous until March 20th it was still cool here but as a rapper I don't feel cold in the state I think as you also said to you in the winter period with the reports not only years but previous years or last years anche sul fact che non feel cold but feel cold essere più thanks to fact che non feel I some years sales of praxis but to praxis particularly which also to very cold and so thanks to the praxis I don't feel cold but feel cold essere people and so however in general for me is a period good not a bit ma si può essere un aggettivo che it's good instead what si può since 6 days instead what scatto situazione già tu see for sure it's really beautiful but this is can be some shoes visa It's a Friday once again, I sono fisso fuori sei fare. It's a Friday once again, I sono fisso fuori sei fare. It's a Friday once again, I sono fisso fuori sei fare. I should never do this. I should never do this. fantastic blue, dark blue and white. This is the sixth reason. Also, in the producer previous fifth. Crash in the week of 18th Friday ago, in front of 18th 79, it should be 18th Friday ago. Should do better once again. And the black and white, not only beautiful for the casa. Very glad because you stayed with me 6 months, and I think 1.5 it should be 6 months, 1.5. And also important to the crash, but for the car, Stefano also the third one. Yes, because it's also the third one. You can believe it. This is the third one that yes, this is only white and red, while this is beautiful blend black and also white, so you can compare. So it also is beautiful, but this is the third, I repeat, yes, great reason, but I actually repeat in the week of 18th Friday, the same week I've been using it, and so yes, this is new because it's good because it's new, and only for the noise it was, as I said, my bad list 30 minutes, but I actually 30 minutes through this one for the moment, go around because I think it's new, also for aspects, I should do better once I mix up just film so well, so with a close shot, a dark blue as you can notice, and white, and for the cars, it's my first price was 41, and so the words was blue white 50, in this case a light blue, as you can notice. And but you for other aspects you remember the just one second reason also part when if this get anche YouTube because I don't have them unfortunately so I repeat once again this is the sixth reason also nelle forze in genere vedete nei 14 anni questa droga su metto forte in certa non so se mi se che sta per sorta di vedete come dicevo se si può se faccio termini music siamo so se vedi così o also is very cheap get quindi ja finché te la versione ti servizio si fuori 65 centimeters Celsius. But nobody knows yet. Today, yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. Blue skies, blue sunshine, all along the way. Everyone, let's play. I don't know, as Mr. Legend, this is what I was also the tone on in questo percorso, tone on image and music conversation che stanno nel percorso, e si buscare conversation su mia bene, e ovviamente, yes, you can see this video more often, and watching between the television and shot no, there was this other person who was season, for that, yes, it came out, this other season, this video, studiando in siti, in si passi, yes, and now it's the team session, and it's the set nice and seeing better. As I see my extract the battery free, classic comparison with union, see it's free, it's became a picture now, it's a person, perhaps a minute, the manipulation was present for the board. So, As the result was not so it is impossible to be share with it. I guess until now it's in the video to us as you know I go one party with so where they go tomorrow will be. Also factory in the new from the sun is kind of party 6 hours and 45 minutes compenso pure anche su qui fan ora con una judgment also consider you also can use it and show you the time when so so from me quindi fatto corti in frase long fast mix friends in corti senza rasta ma guarda magari things non ha avuto birthday per scrivere particolare perché and forse non it was the best corti was beautiful grey corti beautiful painted way branch che per tutto pass fa una best corti non thing that I meant to see the comment section it's a point that the first comment per for comment on the misery comment section non fi canzone test well this shot near me one end one side I think yes sì, di inflazione che fa su Mixicans. Vabbè, noi infatti notte in betta giù di betta se riesce a trovare questa parte del video per Twitch veloce show di video vedete scatta si già fanno scassi come di scassi come room le cose sappi sono lo so che mi comuni era amico room or from a broader perspective, also in some cases shot cinematografie shot film monetary optimistic really normal transitur should be real normal transitur if not feasibility for the press curtain beauty beautiful curtain beautiful pentaverse for the reports for routine and if mixatrise manga things and cover image diciamo stilica la routine Emil Smith si distingue avanti si sono metà sciullo cincitone and was saying this shot for the effect of one reason to create should also miss but more one is self che si measure allora si vede little speech senza si super per scusare bit per le routine di per te ma possiamo che forse forse ripetere la routine forse che sente exactly dice now seeing the reddit also di sicurezza sorba ripetere che special che for fact e so dice little speech sentences but also always better visible for me need sentiriti need shot si quanti mi region shot. Segati conosciuti l'utilizzo investito last ottobre, si porta solo in porta di attuazione di autismo, nascere te spiccio senza fortune sferito, più sfali, sferito, sferito once che but also always better visible for me, in sentivity, quindi shot si quanti mi region shot. And finally, from medical keyboard and Jackson, 40 PG, 625 also is a region shot. Vi cross of the shot fact limit to 34 it was also magazines birthday of Michael Ontgen idiot birthday process Michael Ontgen also as soon as cioè mission pix sheriff department ritruma or the content sono of viceversa one and the same meeting same person and magari things I also dedicated to him for visit the birthday and my interpretation of the first version of video one or my interpretation of the track I do recommend it if you want to know it's Factory Masterpiece Josie and True of the Pieces 2 and after for the fact that I provide it practically on March 22 I also dedicated it also to Master Angels but I meant it fact March 22 this year it didn't tell me if as much as I think he died on my December 11 22 and also dedicated to Mr. Lynch's 80th birthday January 10th 4 days before my content and so yes originally was dedicated only to my content but I became for all of them and for the fact that now in I also should upload a video too with surely two other versions, perhaps three but surely two versions. Yes, in the next few days I'm also dedicated to John Chen or John Chen or also in this case also known as Josie Parker the contrary one of the same meeting as the person in this case where John Chen's 65th birthday because on April 26 will be her birthday so I think that I dedicate this video to which I keep it surely two versions. Also to where for the first version in case for me see the channel link for the channel also recommend the reference to the second the link one at as it's one last video uploading and now I was seeing to some shot you can see a clock condition the game but a clock condition since the second to for since the three period is a main problem in the keep effect so not to display al solito tutte le prove sono tutte le prove ma main prove effect is not to display one day sono andato to fix it. Va, getting the people of all the process getting it ora. Sono quello che sono myself lo so perché sei infame io poi io land at Americas it's late in general molto vabbè also nice but if some design system virtual fact occasion for this time it's late in general or for the people or for Mario or for my house because non so condotto posso tomare breakfast at the same as bit winter period sembra che essere febbre essere paura senza marcia la pratica di Simon Antiquancy, since the spring Antiquancy next sembra e c'è profondoso easy, which I get up really late, but it's not because of really, participating sleep. Not one person that's very good direction, sembra tutto questo anno fa back sentite sentite fino a parte anche mica difende parte tipo se sì che tre cose sembra ti su ragione. Avete ripetuto, incluso di avete fatto tutto in genere, e tu su me sapete, sembra no di essere just for that it's just around you just in quote 48 minutes. But important che ci siamo siete tre minuti su di forte mi sono la se we to say che fa nostro musica su assolutamente la sua sensazione di finché ora venisse in Romania stanno disse adesso sullo sto consiglio che peccato ne scrivo perché non so riso e vabbè riso si gestifora si può dire six riso di essere black dark blue e non so what per lo caso non si forte si gestifora così so forte one in solo per forza so blu misti si chiesa red blue e fra l'altro il so first one sei nostro per forza e regarding time I think I feel justify I think I've been using it since a week of 18 February yes all things that purpose only follow in fact on this today's report and today's report I think the body so no one which any other release of reports vabbè this should be done prima ma television to one day one time già ci penso better vesi detto di think on this speech I should read some Friday Friday non short bisogno se gioco talk about Romania ma non sono friends al biscuits non mi fa mi mi come sul biscuits yes che tu non metti carta da chocolate chip cookies quanto cookies chip chocolate chips e li fatto mistake sfrutto biscuit mi salice ma in particolare tu in stile visuale ne si sono fatto milk factory shot sono lì che profili ma tu sei scritto proprio a seconda del resto del fragmenti da shot ne in flastering tali le mosse si scelbita di biro adesso lo sconto in che se ma si scelbita di biro vita after every 2 days si fa better way there was a honest quick finish now the answer to the selling at 1 and 36 37 38 is pratica esatto esame sì non ci penso in più ripeto should be 10 if not 10 non si chiede sullo sto conto should be listen to be a certain touch better and so since that amount to say but in certain once again milk so you know è un easy effect cosa breakfast so siamo sempre più ora mega bomb era mega bomb mi so che si spiega gioco sul fatto ma ora mania su forse mi finto questo non so detto via e inizia come se tu lingua del breakfast so se merda se non ti cosa pazienza mi farà più se stare ancora in garanzia se mi sa per posizione a passo cosa vuoi ma parlo di specifici già vuoi sempre per posizione because attraverso la posizione militare per me ciò ci bisogna fa queste due come ne dico because they are really super bad.
queste cose di fuori, queste scene di montaggio di movimento di cui nessuna scena, nel senso che non ti metto queste cose di fuori, non si relazione che si possono vedere che su scene che si fanno dolce che tizia, quindi si va nel senso, solamente che si sta usando, posso vedere si possono si rivede con tutti i risultati, nel primo risultato, nel terzo session,